We should be live now. Hey guys, it's Daiba here, and thank you for coming to my World of Visions JP Summer Glaceila poll stream. So at this point, the update has gone live, and we're gonna be starting to pull for Summer Glaceila in just a bit. Let's see here, let me check out, there we go. Take a look at the banners. Okay, Gil Shards banner, I hear you guys. They have not disappeared anywhere, in case for some reason you're wondering if like JP just slightly removed them. So I do have a bit of a concept for this stream. This time it's gonna be a bit of a shorter stream, and the reason for that is because I want to make this stream, or rather the archive of the stream, be something that's very concise, that people who miss a stream can watch and enjoy it fully from start to end. So for that reason, we're going to be starting the polls for Summer Glaceila pretty much almost immediately. But before that, I just want to talk a little bit about the World of Visions global version. What is it called? Road to Worldwide Part 2 thing. They made like a banner and told us that, sorry, excuse me for a moment. Okay, so they told us in global version that as part 2 of the Road to Worldwide campaign, for people who managed to pull Raph, you can access, buy their shards in the shop or something like that, right? And I just wanted to show you guys, because JP has the exact same thing, except they didn't make a banner for it, and they just listed somewhere here as like a side. I can't really find it anymore, but it's one of they made the same announcement in JP as well, because it's something that's supposed to be always there whenever there's a new unit. So I don't really understand why they're calling this the Road to Worldwide Part 2 campaign. It doesn't even make sense. So as you can see here, because of the Summer Glaceila thing, her shards will always be here. I'll show you guys later when I refresh this. I'll just buy some shards now, why don't I? Right, if I buy the shards and then I refresh it, it's going to come back again, I think. There we go. So it's a guaranteed slot no matter what. So this is what we are going to be getting for Raph. And like I said, it's supposed to be a feature for the damn game. So I don't know why they're, calling it Road to Worldwide Part 2 campaign. Alright, so gripes aside, let's get ready to pull if everyone is in here. And one more thing I want to talk about before we start pulling, which is that some people have asked me why I haven't, spoke about all this Road to Worldwide thing, and the reason for that is because right now I think there are a lot of people talking about it already, so a lot of people should already know how the global players feel, or at least the global team should have a good idea of what the global players are complaining about. So I'm going to basically leave it to those players complaining and seeing if Gumi or Square Enix has a response to this first, and then if later on, maybe after Wednesday, if they're still not making changes to address this, then I think that's when I want to do something a little bit more drastic to highlight the problem and hopefully try and get a response from them. For some of you guys who don't know what I'm talking about, let me just toggle this here. So actually, back during January, during the Alpha War fiasco, if you guys remember, it happened on a Monday, and then for 2 days we didn't get any communication about this whatsoever. So I got really pissed off about that. So I went and made this tweet to let the the Japanese guys know that, or rather the Japanese War of the Visions community know that this is a problem in global that needs to be fixed, right? And so this was on a Wednesday, and over, I think we can see the analytics here. So I think over 60-something thousand people, or rather 60,000, the tweet had 60,000 views. And I'm going to guess at least one of those views was, seen by someone who works for Square Enix or who works for the World of Visions Japan team. And maybe they, went and told, the World the Visions team about this, the Japan team about this. And then what happened was the next day after this tweet, They finally came out with an announcement to address the offer wall situation and how they're going to try and resolve it. So I'm hoping, so if really nothing changes with the current Road to Worldwide situation, later down the line, I'll do something similar and try and see if I can get, some attention from at least the Japanese community for help and see if we can try and, get some change started. Because certainly right now, as it is, I'm definitely really unhappy about what they're doing with Road to Worldwide version for the global version of the game. Alright, so I think that's enough said about that. So I'm just gonna get ready and start pulling. Is everybody ready for it? Because once I start, the train isn't going to stop and wait for anyone else. Let me read some comments in the chat, because I realized I haven't actually seen the chat since I hit go live. Tasty Fan Vision says global team and JP team are the same. Yeah, I think they're the same now, right? But the thing is, there's still going to be some people who are in charge of the global version and some people in charge of the JP version. So they're still kind of separate teams, right? There's still going to be people who are directly in charge of each separate version. And maybe, somewhere along the lines, maybe there are things, like for example, Hirono, the producer of the game overall, maybe there are some things on the global version that he isn't aware is happening. So maybe, I'm guessing that's why we have such bad treatment right now for the Road to Worldwide thing in global. Luciano says, global team probably don't actually know how to sort things out for both versions. I'm going to guess that because of the change in the operations team, whoever the new people who's handling global versions are, they probably don't know too much about global players, habits and all that stuff, and they don't really understand what is important to us. And maybe they're making these changes based on Japanese expectations, which are really crazy, because I can show you guys this, like, for some reason, they think that it's okay to, in the mock shop, that in the JP version, there's this trap in the mock shop for new banners, always. So let's say Summer Jaden. For some reason, right, the redeem button for the unit at 2000 medals, you can redeem this character unlimited times, right? It doesn't make sense, because if you have the unit already, you won't be trying to redeem the same character again, and if you do so, you are only going to get 40 shots for 2000 medals. For some reason, the Japanese team feels that it's okay to leave this here so that there's maybe some drunken people, who spend a lot of money and who have a lot of medals and who click this thing and redeem the same character more than once. And they do this for every single character in the game, every single new release. And they even highlight and mention it in the notices so that people know that they can redeem unlimited copies of the same character for absolutely no crazy reason. I don't know why they do that. But obviously it's insane, Why do they even do something like that? What else did people say? Javia, welcome to the stream. Nurjan, thanks for dropping by. Need more Vs. Indeed. I don't even have enough Vs on my JP version account. But I've made sure that I do have enough Vs, free and paid, to at least go down to pity for Summer Glaceila if I need it. Luciano says, I did drunk pulls once, yeah. I bet it wasn't a good feeling after you realize what you did, huh? Alright, so we are going to kick things off first by taking a look at the TMR. And I would actually start off with looking at the characters overall kit, but the thing is, usually at this point in time, the companion unit is not out yet. So TMR is a accessory, 364 HP, 12 defense, and 12 critical evasion. And the TMR skill is, let's see here, 2 casts. Okay, this is actually pretty okay. So what it says is, so the skill, you can use it twice, and when you use a skill for 3 turns for everyone in this, all allies in this AoE area, they will get 3 turn fire and water elemental resistance up, as well as 3 turn, for the user alone. For the user only, he or she also gets 3 turn, this is single target resistance up. So I am definitely quite happy about the single target resistance up, which is actually a pretty useful tool for a TMR. I believe right now there's 2 such TMRs that people use for single target resistance. One is Edward Elric's TMR, which is a piece of clothing that you can only use once. And then the other one is Valentine Ildira's TMR, which you can use once only as well, right? Oh, sorry, Edward Elric's one you can use twice. But Valentine Ildira's one you can only use once, but it will also give you move +1. So I'm going to think, because this is an accessory, I'm going to guess for tanks, you are probably going to be switching to this so that you get the single target resistance up effect, and then you get something extra for your allies. And because it's a wide area AoE, it also helps to get your tank to kind of position your tank to not go out so far. So I guess that's the thing that you're going to have to think about between deciding to use this TMR, or if you want to use Valentine Ildira's TMR, which is better if you want your tank to just like run straight into the front lines right away. Aichi says, Big Diamond AoE is fantastic as well for AI purposes. Yeah, exactly. It's one of the things that you always want to look for in some TMRs. Sometimes you don't want them to, have the AoE thing, but it really depends on what you achieve. But definitely, since this one has the AoE thing, it's definitely going to be useful, even if you don't really care about the water or fire elemental resistance. And then Luciano says, older TMR should get upgrade for 2 users. Yeah, I really hope at some point they will think about doing that, because there are a lot of TMRs in the game that, aren't great, and just by upgrading them is going to make the game a lot easier to play and going to open up the possibilities for many strategies as well. Okay, before we start pulling, I just want to take a look at the companion unit, see if it's actually here already. I think it usually takes quite a while. Yep, there we go. It's not out yet. I don't know why they do this, but for these kinds of midnight releases, the companion unit is always late. Kitty Law, thanks for dropping by. Kitty Law says good luck Odaiba. And Snake Graham, says good luck on your pull on the most popular waifu. Yeah, I know, right? I can't wait to put her on my home screen. And with that, I think we're just going to go straight into it. Now I'm going to start by doing the regular banner. Use some of my free vis first, and there is a 10% chance to get Summer Glaceila when the meter is max. So I'm going to try my luck with that for 1 round, and then after that I'm going to do 2 rounds of the paid vis banner, which is... Oh, I'm going to do this one as well, the 80 My Spirit Pool. 2 rounds of the 5-step paid vis banner. Which one? This is the one, right? And then if I still don't get her, then that's when I'm going to go all in on the regular banner. There's also a discounted one, but before that, I just realized I haven't actually bought the discounted ticket, so I'm gonna go in and do that right now. JP0, thanks for dropping by. JP0 says good luck. Can't wait for her on Global, not gonna lie. Yep. I don't know if you guys read the description for the stream, but actually I do feel that Summer Glaceila may potentially be better than Raph. And here's one thing I want to complain about, when it comes to Global version. Since some time back, they've removed this daily 60 paid vis for 5 shots thing. Which as you guys can see here, you can still buy for 2 weeks for, I think, almost pretty much any new unit that comes to the game. For some reason, this has stopped being a thing in Global version, but I guess you get it through the daily purchase, so in a way you still get the charts, but it's, I guess, through daily purchase instead. So let me just buy the 300 paid vis ticket, which is pick up. Yep, this is the correct one. This is 40 shots, as per usual for all the World of Visions JP releases. And I just want to show you guys the daily purchase bonus for JP as well. This is what we have. The system is a little bit different from Global, and what happens is this is if you spend $1 on 60 vis, you get the rewards here, and if you spend I think $5 or was it $6 on 300 paid viz, right? You will get the reward over here. And so basically for a lot of JP players, right, if you're doing spending anyway, if you're going to buy paid viz anyway, you just completely do all your daily bonuses. And when you complete it, you get, at the $1 everyday tier, you get 100 scrolls, 100 UR scrolls at the end of the week. And then for the $5 tier, you get 200 additional scrolls. So the rewards here change every week. Last week, I believe this was 240 and this was 100. And last week, there was no antler. But as you can see here, this week, there is actually a UR antler. And because of the daily purchase bonus, I have like a stockpile of UR antlers that I'm not using because I don't even have that many mining spears to unlock characters level 140s with. And also blossoms. I'm flooded with blossoms because of how many you get from the daily purchase bonuses. So this is one of the things that I'm kind of quite unhappy about in global as well. Hopefully they can try and address this with the road to worldwide version and the eventual worldwide version release. Luciano says, in GL we don't get 80 shots for 2k paid anymore. Yeah, that was really a great deal. And you know, it's the same as just doing Whimsy, right? But the thing is, it saves you the trouble of having to make Whimsy happen like 8 times in a row. So I was, yeah, so that's definitely a sad thing for us global players. Ice Dragon 2K says, I hope Bikini Glassy is OP for my water team. I think she should be. She's going to be the she's definitely going to be the most important water unit moving forward. The only problem is who are you going to pick to go along Summer or Bikini Glassy with? Akichi says, interesting system, but $5 a day quickly adds up. Yeah, you would think that, but you know, for the global version, the, what do you call it, the second paid tier, right, is like $50, right? Or is it $80? You have to buy like 5,000 paid viz. So technically, the global version one is kind of a bit more expensive. And then for the JP version, if you just do the $1 tier alone, you still get a crap load of things for most players. So I feel that there's definitely pros and cons with each system. But I definitely feel that for now, at least, I kind of prefer the JP system. And the rewards in global versions are just not good enough. Nurjan asks, did JP get those paid bonuses by the time they get Rafu? What those paid were? Okay, I think we did. I don't know for sure because, like I said, the paid bonuses change every week, right? But even back then, it was still pretty good. Even back then, the scrolls were not a thing. We used to get 20 scrolls on the $1 tier, and then I believe it's 40 additional scrolls on the $5 tier. So the number of scrolls was actually a lot worse than before. They only upped it more recently, and it's not always every week. Sometimes it goes back to 20 and 40 here, but by and large, the JP rewards on daily purchase bonus has always been pretty good. JBE0 says, should we pull Ferris to go with Summer Glaceila? I'm wondering about that. I think you have to wait a few days for the JP players, including myself, to figure out if Ferris is good enough to go with her. I do have Ferris sitting at level 99, and we really have to play with them before we know for sure if they will go together really well. But theoretically, they probably do. Alright, so enough stalling, I guess. I'm just going to jump right into it. So here goes nothing. I start with this one first, right? So this is the free ticket. Luciano Emmanuel asks, when did scrolls... what is that? When did scrolls half cost started? What do you mean half cost? Oh, if you're talking about the reducing the number of scrolls required for the characters, for JP, it's about 3.5 months after Rafu is out. So I'm not sure if global version will get the same treatment. And it's only for this current, what they're calling, it's only for this thing called the Reincarnation Festival campaign, which will last for 1 month. Started in JP in the middle of July and it will end right around the middle of August. And the middle of July was basically 3.5 months after Rafu came out in World of Visions JP. Alright, first 10 pull down. Keep the questions coming, guys. While I'm pulling, I'll be reading chat as well. I'll answer as many questions as I can. So next up, we're going to do the Mind Spear pulls. Ice Dragon 2K says Fairies and Glassy frontline would be amazing. Yeah. How do I disable this heart thing? It's always blocking the text and then I can't actually read it. Nandeep says, Odaima, do you know if this bag summon tickets update? In JP, they didn't update. In JP, the description for the tickets specifically said that they will not be updated. So I know that for the JP one, definitely it didn't update. But for the global version, if you read the description text, it actually says, it doesn't say that the tickets will not be updated. And then if you scroll all the way down, it actually says that the contents of the summons might be subject to change as and when, right? So I don't know if that means that they might consider updating it at some point. But if you look in your global version of the game, if you look at the rare tickets part, this banner here, you can see that they've already updated this banner to the latest one to include Dark Golem, but in our what do you call it, the Summon Ticket Festival tickets, those, the Give Back Festival tickets, those do not include Dark Golem. So I don't know if they will be updating this later. I do remember from history that certain tickets will actually be updated at a different timing from this banner. So the one that I specifically remember, right, because I once tried to get Shunak from the summon banners, from the UR ticket that I had stored up. This kind of tickets, right? I used to try and get Shunak for a limited arena run, and I noticed that Shunak was actually not included in the ticket banner, or rather in the tickets themselves, but he was actually included in the rare summon banner. And I thought that was really weird, and then I waited, I think 2 or 3 weeks later, then the tickets updated to include Shunak as well. So sometimes the tickets, their summon pool do actually update on a different schedule from the rare summon banner. But with that said, I have totally no idea if the GL, if the global version Give Back Festival tickets will be updated or not. I'm still holding on to my tickets, by the way. I have not done the summons, just to see if they do update after a month. If they continue to not be updated after 3 weeks or 4 weeks, I think you can safely conclude that they will not be updated. Alright, so next up, so far we are off to a pretty bad start already. No URs, and also I guess the next up we are going to try and complete this meter and see if things get a little bit better. Luciano says, okay, time to save scrolls. Yeah, definitely you should. And in global version, you're pretty stingy with scrolls as well. As you can see, I'm flooded with scrolls here, right? I can't actually tell you exactly, what are the sources are, because I don't remember, where I got all these scrolls from already. But for the most part, I don't like buying scrolls. And I only buy them if they're like super cheap, like 120 paid vis for, 300 paid vis for 120 scrolls. So basically what happened was before the 3.5 year anniversary, I only had about 1,800 scrolls from saving up normally. And then during 3.5 anniversary, every day they had this 300 paid vis pack for 120 scrolls and like some EXP cubes and stuff. So that's when I started stocking up, and together with the bonus scrolls you get from the daily purchase bonus, I jumped up from something like 1,800 UR scrolls to about 4,800 after a month, which is kind of crazy, right? Because it's almost like inflation, right, for the UR scrolls, or rather deflation. Like, they do get much cheaper. If just don't buy the expensive scrolls, because at some point they will start giving it to you for really cheap, and then just get those cheap scrolls when they have it in store, and eventually you'll find the best opportunity to use them. For them, for the scrolls that I actually have like no good opportunity to use them because I'm always lacking Mind Spears in War of the Divisions JP. But recently with the Reincarnation Festival, because they reduced the amount of scrolls needed to just 10 scrolls down from 20 for the 8 characters that won the popularity poll basically. So using this opportunity, I'm definitely going to reincarnate a bunch, and I've done so already with Dialdo. I think I did like 30 reincarnations already. I'm gonna do probably 10 or 20 more. And yeah, just hold on to the scrolls. Don't use them up until you absolutely need to. And you know, as far as reincarnations go, it's really a slow burn kind of situation. You don't really need to straight away, you know, max reincarnate any character that you play a lot just because you feel like if you don't do it, your character may not be as strong. It doesn't work that way. Strategy still matters in the game, and a lot of time. I can tell you my max reincarnate Bradley in the game, and that my other 2 units in the same team as him is like reincarnated 30 or 40 times, and I still lose to win team all the time, because you know the win team is better built to counter my King Bradley plus Elia team. So don't go all out on the reincarnations. Save a little bit and use them wisely. Is all I can say about the situation. Axia says, end of the year, Odaiba will have over 10,000 scrolls. Probably. Although I do plan on using a bunch to reincarnate some of the characters right now from the Reincarnation Festival. I'm going to max reincarnate my Glaceila, my Flag Bearer Glaceila. Alright, so it's the moment you guys have been waiting for. The meter is max. So the next UR, or rather the next 10 pull, will have 1 UR guaranteed, and there's a 10% chance it will be Summer Glaceila. Will I be lucky to escape the torture of having to go down to PD? We're about to find out. Oh man. What the hell? So I think you guys, sorry about that. I think you guys heard earlier that my Elia is like reincarnated like 30 times, right? So I guess that's 2 more reincarnations for Elia. Oh boy. I think I'm going to have to empty my visual tonight. It looks like I can't escape that fate. Let me check how many medals I have so far. Oh my goodness. Luciano says, isn't she limited? No, Lightning Elia, or Bright Elia as some of you guys like to call her, is part of the regular pool. She's not limited at all. Okay, 700 medals, so 13 more 10 pools to go. Alright, so we'll start by... next up, we are going to deep into my paid Viz savings. Speaking of which, so in JP, you know the paid Viz packs that we get in Global, the ones that give you, you know, 5,000 free Viz with 5,000 paid Viz. Those are very limited in JP. Once you buy them all out, they don't come back until like sometimes like after 1 or 2 years or 1.5 years. They do bring them back, but for the most part, we don't actually get them. So after buying, so as you can see here, I bought all the cheap packs already. So even if I want to spend, I have to, you know, get the packs with the ridiculously bad rates, because they only bring out the discounted packs. They only refresh the discounted packs roughly once a year, or during special occasions like the 0.5 anniversaries or special sale seasons. And when they bring them back during limited periods, they only last about a month. So what happened was, during 305th anniversary, I bought out like all of the packs that I wanted. So that's why I had a bunch of paid Viz saved up. And I'm now almost completely out. I think by the time I finish pulling for Summer Glaceila, I think I probably don't have very much paid Viz left, and I have to wait until they you know, bring those discounted packs back sometime around the 4th anniversary in November. Okay, so this is, let me just check this is the correct banner to pull on. Akichi says, always had good luck on paid banners. I pray you have the same. Oh, thank you so much. Oh man, I really hope I do I do get Summer Glaceila from the next few pulls, because if not, I'm definitely not going to have enough visual at all to pull for Dark Siren when she comes out next week. Okay, yet another Eurovision card that I don't need. Oh boy, this is not going well at all. But to be fair, you know, back during last month's polls from Melnia, I did really, you know, get really lucky with that. I think I got her within like what, the first, was it 6 or 12 pulls? So, you know, sometimes you win, sometimes you go to pity, I guess. Taping says, good luck, Odaiba. Thanks for dropping by, Taping. So we're like halfway through the summons already. I already did one round of the standard banner for that 10% try hard, you know, 10% try hard rate, I guess. Oh, whoa, that just got upgraded just as I was you know, just as I was whining about how bad my pulls are going. So maybe this will be her. Maybe the gods have finally smiled upon me. And for all we know, this could be the one. Wait, what? Oh! Oh! I don't know whether I should be happy or sad, you guys. Look, if it's going to be a new character from the non-limited pool, then at least I would have preferred it to be Shalze Ovis instead of Bromwell, but I guess I'll take her. Oh boy. HG says, we believe in summer miracles. Is that a thing? Summer miracles? I've heard of Christmas miracles, but summer miracles? Is that really a thing? I hope you're right on that. Ice Dragon 2K says LL Bromwell. She's not too bad. And I actually, you know, feel like I probably want to... Oh my gosh, she's here! Yes! We didn't have to go down to pity! Oh my gosh. Look at how fine Glaceila is. She's the best. No wonder she's #1 in the popularity polls. Yes! Thank you guys so much. It's all because of, you know, everyone here in chat sharing your luck with me that I'm able to get her without going to PD. Do I do one more pull for the 1000 PVs? I don't think so, right? It's probably better if I hold on to it. So I'm going to talk about this that I didn't get to in the stream last night, which is that not only is Summer Glaceila completely ravishing, but she's also a ponytail character, right? Like, she looks so good in a ponytail. Don't you guys agree? I mean, I had no expectations going into, you know, the stream, because we knew that it was going to be Summer Glaceila, but we don't know what the design was going to be. And I'm really happy with like the final, like how Summer Glaceila turned out in terms of the design of the artwork and the character model. JP0 says 100%. Yep. That's a man of culture right there. Fire is my blood says, Poggers, congrats dude, thank you so much. Thank you for stopping by and witnessing this moment and sharing your luck with me. Oh my gosh, let's see how many, how much medals I have. I think it should be like 1,100-ish. Okay, 900, that is really lucky. Like, oh my gosh, that is less than the halfway mark. So I guess I'm gonna get 90 shards. I'll save that decision for later, but for now, I think we're going to go and take a look at the unit's capabilities. Let's first, you know, check if the companion unit is out yet. Probably not, I think. Oh, there we go. She's here already. Alright, so before we start with the kit review, I just want to read out a few things that I missed out of on last night's stream, that I didn't translate from last night's stream, because I want to give you guys an idea of how OP she sounded back from, just what, the devs told us last night. Did you guys know that she has a healing ability? Like, she has this self-healing ability. Well, it's not a self-heal. It's more like, it's like a cure kind of spell, but it's based off of the percentage of health. So it's kind of like chakra, but only for herself. She doesn't heal anybody else. So I completely missed it out during the stream last night as I was doing my live translation stream. So she can heal herself, and she has like a skill that steals barriers. And by steal barrier, I mean she breaks the enemy's barrier and gives herself a one-turn physical barrier. And then the thing, I think that's pretty much it in terms of abilities. If you weren't here for yesterday night's stream, they basically explained that Summer Glaceila's kind of concept is that she's like a sports girl, because she's always, in the main story, she's always moving around a lot, and she's like a master spear wielder. So she gives off the feeling, Glaceila gives off the feeling that she's a very active person. So in coming up with the design for Summer Glaceila, they felt that they wanted to make her look like a sports girl, and that's why when it was announced that it was revealed that she's the #1 pick on the popularity poll for female characters, Noguchi-san from the story team decided, okay, we're going to have Summer Glaceila go surfing, and that's why she's actually surfing in her limit burst. So let me read out some chat. Aikiji says 68 defense Engelbert level. Yeah, but you have to check the equipment and Asper as well. So first things first, do you know that the stats here do not include Trust Stones? So right now you see 12,000 HP, I think. With Trust Stones equipped, you will probably see 10% more, 15% more. So that would be about almost 700 more HP. So by default, most of the time she will be at least at 12,800 HP without factoring in master abilities and stuff like that. Let's check out her base stats. 4,500 HP basic. Attack is actually not too bad. For a tank, almost 1,300 HP is freaking amazing, right? And then what else? Agility is 54, which I think is around the normal level for tanks, but she's definitely a bit on the slow side. And dexterity, everything else looks to be pretty normal. Defense is pretty good. Alright, so we'll take a look at what she has on her. Oh, look at the single target resistance on the companion unit is already at 50. So this includes the 15 from survival vest plus 6. So that means by default, without any equipment, she already has like 35 single target resistance, assuming you, and this is from, you know what, let me load a non-water loadout. I want to make sure I don't get the numbers wrong, so let me just clear out where's the button? Let me clear out the party. I just want to make sure that the numbers here are not inflated. There you go. It's a little bit inflated because I had some water element vision cards in my party, and so you see here attack has dropped to 1,000 plus. Okay, so if we look at the main VC, right? So this one gives you 20 area, 24. Wow, 24 area resistance. Holy cow! Guys, the Summer Vision card is incredible. 24 area resistance. That's power creep right there. And then you have debuff weakening up at 25, which is pretty solid. 40% acquired AP up, but definitely the AoE resistance 24 is incredible. And like I said yesterday, this one is this vision card is for sword users, raid mage group, as well as fist users. There's 2 more, book users and katana users. Let me take a sip of water here. Also, some of you guys may not have heard about this because I only translated this at the last part of the stream, but the vision ability for this vision card is it will give you a 3-turn reaction ability that has a chance to let you take reduced damage from strike attacks at a high probability. So that means it's probably like 70% chance to go off when you're attacked with a strike move. 70% chance to get reduced damage, but the problem is you do have to waste 1 turn to cast this buff onto your character in order to get the 3-turn reaction ability. Exia says the VC also works on Faris, Astris, and Peri. Yep, definitely. So this is going to be, if you plan on playing a water team with those characters, this is going to be the new AoE resistance card to have, because not only is it AoE resistance 24, but also the obtained AP 40% is really important, especially for a character like Faris. One of Faris' main weaknesses is that she runs out of AP after a while, so that definitely helps her. Reaction. Her reaction ability is called SPF 50. What the heck? Guys, there's SPF 50 sunburn cream in Leonis apparently, in Ardra apparently. And what this does is a reaction ability that's targeted for slash and magic attacks. And when you get hit with a slash or magic attack, there's a chance with this reaction ability that Summer Glaceila will take reduced damage. So it's kind of like Sword Guard, except it also includes magic attacks. And the activation rate seems to be the normal amount. They didn't say that, they didn't say high probability rate, it's just normal, so that should mean something around 20 or 30% is my guess, or is it 50%? Does somebody know the number that usually gets given to these kinds of abilities? Eikichi says 54 base agility, 11 on the board. She's fast for a tank, plus her kit is absurd. This year is loaded with incredible tanks. Yeah, definitely. Let's take a look at her passes. AoE resistance, debuff, weakening, resistance up, and then hate up. So you have 3 things on there. We're gonna go in and take a look at how much hate up she gets from the initial thing, because from what I understood, it sounds like she probably doesn't have a hate generating move. So you only have like a certain amount of hate at the start of battle before it runs out with this passive ability. And then the other one that she has equipped, the other one that comes with her job, gives you HP up and defense up. Pretty decent, but I think most of the time you're going to run, maybe you run Thief Lore here for move +1 and agility up, or I guess there's probably something else you can run here, right? We'll check it out in a little bit. And then Limit Burst, we know about that already. Master ability, this was in the notices already, but in case you guys don't know about it, for allies, water allies HP up 10%, and then water ability up 15%, and then for herself HP up plus 10%, and single target resistance plus 10. Is there something missing? So this is pretty good, obviously. I do like that she gets the HP plus 10% on herself for master ability, because there are times you want to use this character in a non-water team and you don't get the benefits from the master ability for the other water units, because if let's say you're putting her in a dark team or an earth team, then you don't get the 10% here, right? You don't get the 20% here from 2 other units, but you do at least get 10% from her own master ability. Alright, we're going to go into the main ability. LM Jeff Jones says 70% chance, very high. Oh, is it out already? Is it out of WOTV already, or is it based on a previous character? 70% to proc, 40% reduction, stats are up. Oh, okay, we'll just go over there and check it out then. I have my thing loaded up here, just in case WOTV was going to update really quickly. Oh, there we go. Let's go to the skills. So which is, oh, okay, so the hate up from the support is only 5, which is not a lot. So I really hope she has a hate generating move or something then. Let me move this around so I can see chat as well. Resistance 15, and then we were talking about the counter ability, right? Wow, 70% is pretty good. 40% damage reduction. So I think this is going to be the one that we use pretty much all the time, right? Because I don't think you want to use the Dragoon one because the range is so short, and I don't think Glaceila does that much damage. Quick action, yeah, I think it's going to have to be this. So she's going to be like a tank that the magic damage part is really good, because one of the main counters, I think, versus Summer Glaceila is you want to bombard her with magic spells. So this part here is definitely quite good. And then EX bombs, main job. Let me hit Google Translate. Translate this page. Alright. Okay, main job. The main buff. So we know about this already. The second turn buff is this thing here, Sunscreen, which gives you elemental chain resistance, while 80% is the maximum you can get from this thing, I believe. And then it gains protect for 3 turns as well. And then this is the turn 2 buff, I believe. And then the turn 1 buff is the this thing here, the courage spell. Effect translated. This is, they already shared the buff on the live stream yesterday. So this one will give you, once it's upgraded, it will give you the HP recovery skill, right? If your HP falls below 50%, no, if your HP falls below a certain percent, you get HP recovery. Oh, it's actually written here, I think. There you go. If your HP falls below 50%, you get 40% recovery. And the other 2 effects are, one of them is the new counter thing. It's not written here, but basically any ally within 4 squares of Summer Glaceila is going to get damage protection, but we don't know by how much. So that's one of the things that we kind of need to find out, like how much damage it actually reduces for your allies. Luciano says, gotta go. Let's see here. Hope Dark Siren comes cheaper later. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be cheaper. I don't have Dark Shiva as well, by the way, because I always rely on the 10 UR banners or select banners to get my Dark Aspers these days, just because I'm always short on visual. Will just 506 says 10 heat total. Her dream has 5 heat. Oh, okay, so that's how she generates hate then, I suppose. Dream ability, healing power up 15, and then increase, okay. And that upgrade is woven clutch. So I guess there's no hate generation skill at all, right? Because her sub jobs definitely don't give you hate generation. And for her main job, it suddenly looks like she doesn't have it. So Immortal Maiden, so this is the courage, upgraded. Slight Delight is the attack, the low AP attack at 121%. Is that it? Is that all the skills? And then the last one is the barrier break and gives you a one-time barrier. Well, this is pretty good. This is pretty incredible, and its range is 3 squares away. So I think as long as you can run into an enemy like Sephiroth who has a barrier, you're going to definitely, you know, get a lot of bang out of this move, right? Because you break Sephiroth's barrier, and at the same time, you're able to, you know, cut damage, physical damage by about 70%, even though it's one time. This is a fantastic move. I think there's one more move that hits 2 targets, right? Like, for some reason it's not on here. Oh, never mind, it's right over here. Okay. You can select up to 2 targets, 165%, dispel, auto revive for target. Decrease defense penetration by 30. 30 is not a lot. I was hoping it would be more, but increasing defense by 40 is amazing. So when she uses this move, she'll straight away be at defense 100. And so guys, with Summer Glaceila, all of your old physical attacker characters that do not have good defense penetration are now completely outdated. They're no longer relevant because of this move. Oh, but it's only for 1 turn, so I guess it's not that OP. So I guess she will have to actually keep using this move again and again in order to keep the defense up. Which is very possible because I believe this is the best, the highest damaging move after she uses her limit burst. So the only time the only time she will not use this move and instead use something else will be when the enemy has a physical barrier. Wait a minute. So okay, so here's one thing I think we need to test. So obviously if Summer Glaceila is within range of 2 enemy targets, she will definitely use this move because you can hit 2 enemies at once. But if there's only 1 enemy in front of Summer Glaceila, and because this move right here, the barrier break move, is 20 AP versus 25 AP on this move. So what happens is the AI will actually prioritize the lower AP move if it does the same amount of damage. Let me just check the breakdown for the weapon thing. How do I get it to show? So there's a way to like show you the breakdown of stats for the skill, like ATK and dexterity and all that. I guess I need to make this smaller, I guess. Oh, there we go. Wait, why doesn't it show up anymore? But you guys saw it, right? So basically, on WOTV Calc, you can see like what stats are actually used for the attack. I'm not sure why it's like slightly buggy or something. Oh, where did it go to? You know what? I'll look that up later. But assuming that it's the same, assuming that barrier break, which is no, never mind. Okay, assuming this move here, barrier break, does the same damage as the target 2 move. This one will be prioritized. Barrier break will be prioritized, which means that every single turn, she'll keep getting the one-time barrier over and over again, which is pretty amazing. Ice Dragon 2K says, check the upgrade. She'll always use the 2 select one because of the defense penetration increase, unless there's a barrier. Oh, okay, so I was reading the non-upgraded version. Okay, yeah, with defense penetration, yeah, this is going to be the version she's going to use then. Unless, unless there's a barrier. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Wait, why does it list the, oh, never mind. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be the one that's going to be used then. Okay. And you know what? I do like this one better anyway because, well, first of all, it removes auto revive, and on top of that, you do get the defense penetration and defense up. And this one is the real killer here because it's going to make it so that Glaceila is super tanky. Okay, and then Shirley Slash is the level 120 move. Wait, why does the Google Translate not work? This is so weird. Never mind, I'll just read the names out for you guys. This is Shirley Slash, so like I said, this is the guaranteed hit move, and it can stop the enemy 165%. Now, so this means that if there are two targets in front of Summer Glaceila, whether she uses Wolfen Scratch or Shirley Slash, the determining factor will be, you know, how much AoE resistance and single target resistance the two targets have, because that will determine how much damage they will take. And then whichever skill does the most amount of damage of the two targets, that's going to be the one to use. So you do have a good chance to use this move here and potentially cause stop onto the enemy, so that's pretty good. Overall, I have to say I definitely like her attack skills. Even if she's not a tank, I feel like the skills here are good enough to use her as a bruiser. So there may actually be times where you want to take off the passive for the +5 hit and just run her as a bruiser. Like especially if you're going to be running Salis and FS6 Salis and Summer Glaceila on the same team. Ice Dragon says, Glacie is my favorite female character, so bring on more Glacies. She's only the 4th one in the game. We need more Glacies. We need more Glaceila. One new Glaceila every year. Onzons says, kind of disappointed of the new 2 Crystal Warriors. And then we got this 4th version of Glacie. Kind of tired of it. Well, you know, to be fair, it's been a really long time since we last had a Glaceila unit. The last time was, when was it? The Wind version, right? That was quite a while back. That was at least a year ago. So it's not that bad, right? Onzon says, is Raph worth pulling? If you have the Dark team, I would definitely recommend. If you have Sephiroth, Raph is definitely worth pulling. I do feel that Summer Glaceila is probably a better tank now than Raph, but with that said, if you want the Dark Elemental bonuses, it's worth running Raph if you're going to use Sephiroth. So if you have like everything you need for like the best meta Dark team, and I would actually include Addison Rae, who is a light character but actually very suited for dark teams. If you have those things, I think you should go ahead and pull for Raph, because you will probably be using her a lot. In JP, I feel like Raph is actually quite weak, because a lot of times, I can tell you so many times in guild battle, in PvP, in guild battle and PvP, Raph a lot of times dies in 2 hits. Right, because the first hit you will remove her barrier and you will do some damage to her, maybe she'll recover it back, and then the second hit you will, you know, hit her one more time and remove her re-raise and she's dead. But with Glaceila, actually she's going to be a little bit tankier because she has courage and because of a few other things. So I feel like in that sense, Glaceila is actually better in a lot more situations. But of course, if you are running a dark team, if you plan on running a dark team, then Raph is better just because of master ability and, you know, how much more extra HP and defenses you can stack with the dark vision cards. So that's the one thing you need to think about. And another thing to consider also is that if you realize since Alphonse Elric, what has happened in the game is that they're introducing all these new generation tanks, and all of them have been of a different weapon class. So Alphonse Elric, obviously, he was the tank for the fist weapon type. And then after that, we had Dialdo, who wields a spear. So anytime you want to run a spear team, or anytime you want to run a half spear, half fist team, you will probably put in Dialdo. And then the next one, Raph is the third one, and she's a mace wielder. She holds a mace. And then now we have Summer Glaceila, who's a sword wielder, right? So in the future, as more and more weapon type vision cards come out, eventually you'll want to have all these different tanks so that you can build different kind of options that can beat elemental teams in general. Onzon says, Valentine Glassy next. Yeah, next year in February maybe. That's probably a little bit too soon though, and I do feel that there are other characters who a lot of players would prefer to see the treatment, the Valentine treatment on instead. Joan Costa says, stop the cursor on the water slash icon, then scroll it down with mouse wheel. Alright, let's try that. Scroll it down. Oh! Oh my goodness! Oh, thank you so much for that tip. Okay, okay. So we can check, we can go ahead and check barrier. Well, we know that the other one is going to be prioritized, but I just want to see the stats anyway. 40% dexterity, 20% each. Okay. So I guess this is one of those characters where you will actually want to have dexterity up on your trust stones. Although I'll probably go and do the calculation to see if it's worth it. For most of my characters, I've actually stopped running the dexterity up 15 passive for them because I feel that it doesn't do very much. And I did some calculation. It only gives you like 1 extra point of accuracy. So it's most of the time dexterity is not that good in terms of the trust stone passive. So I usually run reaction block 20 and what's the other one? AP. Wait, what's the other one that is like a tertiary level? AP obtain up. Yeah. Okay, so they're all the same. So it looks like no matter what, even if you don't upgrade this move, even if you don't upgrade Woven Scratch, this move is still going to be prioritized over the other one. No, actually no. If you don't upgrade it, it doesn't get prioritized. Barrier Break gets prioritized, and then if you upgrade it, then this move becomes the go-to move for the AI. Alright, I'm gonna take a look next at the sub-job skills. This is, I believe, Gravity Strike. This does a lot more damage, and it is the same values. So if Summer Glaceila has this sub-job equipped, her main sub-job equipped, this will be the new move, I think, that will be prioritized over, you know, all the other stuff. So unless, of course, she could do something like use this move one time, and then, wait a minute, no, never mind. I think we need to do the 40% defense penetration. So on targets with high defense, this move will be used, and then for units or targets that don't have as much defense, this move will come out instead. But it doesn't seem to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't seem to be a very good move. I wouldn't really care about this move that much. Although the 20% agility down is pretty interesting. And there we go, the self-healing 30%. Okay, so here's the thing. If you use the main sub-job for Summer Glaceila, when she runs out of AP, she will heal herself. But if you use the Thief sub-job, I believe what happens is if Glaceila doesn't have enough AP to attack and she's not in range to do a basic attack, what happens is she will use Steel Heart instead. 1, 2, 3, yeah. So like if the enemy is 4 squares away, because once the enemy is 4 squares away, Glaceila can no longer walk up and do a basic attack. So what happens is she will then use Steel Heart instead. 50% chance to inflict charm, so this is actually pretty good. But because with Summer Glaceila, obviously you're not going to put her to Faith 97, you're probably going to maintain it at 50. So this is not going to go all the way up to 75 or 100%. But I think most of the time I will probably be running the Thief sub-job just for the Steel Heart thing. Or maybe I will actually run the main sub-job just for the healing. Because if she's super tanky and she is like impossible to kill, 30% HP can actually amount to a lot. So I guess that's a choice you need to think about. And then for Dragoon, I think a lot of people, what is that? Dwayne, I think, is the character that most people use Dragoon on when it comes to tanks. So obviously, for Dragoon, we already know about this. Most likely, you know, this is pretty good, except, you know, Protect, you already have that on one of the main skills, the main job skills for Summer Glaceila, so this is completely useless now. And then the other thing is, one thing I do like, oh, this is not horizontal jump. I thought this was horizontal jump, which is the skill that has a really high range. 225%. I'm not sure if this is a good skill to have. I guess if you want to run Summer Glaceila with other Glaceilas in the game and you want to stack up pierce damage, you may actually, there may be like a possibility that you might actually want to use this move on enemies, just because it does a little bit more damage than usual. And yeah, really that's about it, because the decreased evasion rate is not going to be that useful. But for the most part, definitely Dragoon seems to be the worst sub-job for her, and most of the time I think people are going to use the main sub-job or Thief as a sub-job. Ice Dragon, 2 cases. I'm going with 70 Faith for stop. That's actually a good idea. I guess we will need to do some testing to see, you know, how much the higher Faith will affect the amount of magic damage she takes. And Juan, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name, so I'm gonna just call you Costa. Costa says, you know, it will be starting to be a problem with chain elemental resistance skills plus VC passes. Okay, so first of all, I don't think chain elemental resistance is that big of a problem, because the resistance for that only affects the chain bonus, the elemental chain bonuses for the attack. For the attack skills, so it doesn't affect the base damage. And I did some calculations in the past. It roughly amounts to about 10% damage reduction, and you know, most of the time it's not going to be that fantastic. Although at the maximum value, it's definitely going to be better than, you know, the amount you get from the other vision cards. So I definitely do think that elemental chain resistance is pretty useful, but it's not exactly like on the OP level tier, you know? Like, if I can get elemental chain resistance, great, I'll have it. But if I'm considering between, if I have to make a choice between leaving on a move that gives you elemental chain resistance only, or, you know, turning that off so that you can get a different buff move that gives you protect, or a barrier, most of the time I'm going to choose the latter, because I don't feel that elemental chain resistance is that impactful. I'll take it if it's free, but if it has a cost, if there are other options that I can run for damage reduction instead, I would actually prefer other options, just on a, you know, damage calculation level. Ice Dragon says, we need one more Glassy for a 5 Glassy PvE team. Yep, indeed. So next year, mark my words, maybe next year around Christmas timing, we'll get our 5th Glaceila, and then we have the complete Glaceila Power Rangers team. Costa also said, agility, TS, or attack and defense penetration for her. What do you think? She's a tank. If you're gonna use her as a tank, I think you definitely put the speed trust stones on her, because the agility up, the 6 agility up, is going to be way more useful than your defense penetration. And Onzons also says, Raph is nowhere near Lynx. She is still my bestie. Yeah, a lot of people do, you know, like Raph as a character, and I really hope that she'll come back again as another unit in the future as well. Alright, so I guess that's pretty much it for the character, right? Did we leave out any important skills? Limit Burst, increase 40%. ATK damage 200%. So this ensures that, you know, I really like the Limit Burst, because if you know about Dialdo's weakness, The problem with Dialdo is that his limit burst doesn't always come out, and that's because the limit burst for Dialdo is an AoE skill, and it's the amount of damage you get from that can sometimes be lower than his other skills. But you're not gonna have that problem with Summer Glaceila because definitely this is a lot more damage than any of the other skills. And on top of that, you get a confirmed AoE resistance 40, so if we're keeping track, we're almost at 100, right? Let me go back to the game here. So like even with the companion unit alone, we're all the way up to 80, or rather 79 area resistance. So we just need a little bit more to completely nullify AoE attacks. There's 20 here. I guess we can give her 6 more. So that would be 85. Is there a way we can get 15 more AoE resistance? The sword. So I've talked about the sword yesterday as well. It gives you slash attack up, and now we know the number is 15. And then the passive that can be applied to Mons, King Mons, Charlotte, and Summer Glaceila and Paladins is defense penetration 20, and when HP is above 60%, gain, what is this? All elemental resistance up plus 10. 10! Oh my goodness. 10 is pretty incredible. Of course, you do have to be above 60% HP to use it, but this is pretty incredible. And by the way, some of you guys may have noticed from my stream yesterday, I wrongly said that it's HP below a certain percentage, but actually what they said was HP above a certain percentage. So now we know it's above 60%, and it will give you 10 more elemental resist. Alright, is there anything we need to check with? So I'll do a AI test, and so that we can do, so that we can figure out her like priorities and stuff like that. But I think I'm gonna do that offline and put it in a video instead, because as you can see here, I didn't actually set up a team yet, so I need to go and think about how to set it all up. Give me a moment here. Let me take a look at a few things. Okay, thank goodness. I thought that was maybe an echo. So it's been what, 1 hour and 15 minutes. So I don't think anyone has Glaceila in arena yet, but let's take a look at my guild. Wait. Did it just say that? Wait, are we in limited guild battle? Oh no, it's the start of a new season, so that's why we're at rank 1. So I'm just gonna scroll through quickly and see if anybody has Summer Glaceila built yet. Okay, so nobody has done it yet, but in a few hours I'm pretty sure somebody will, as is the case with most new characters. So we just finished the latest season. I don't even remember which one it's called. It's not the Green Dragon one, right? And as a result for that, today will be the first day of a completely new season. So the rankings have all been reset, I guess. But our trophy counts remain. So after we play one battle tomorrow, we'll be going back to our regular ranking positions, which means that, so we're the number 2 guild right now. You can't see it, but if I change this to the previous one, oh, I guess you can't see it today, no matter what. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay, so I think I picked the wrong season. So 2 seasons ago, we were the number 1 guild. And then last season, Okay, so the last season, I think they're still calculating the results, so we can't see the rankings. No matter. JB79 has a question. Can you bring the friend unit into a story mission and test the physical damage amount before and after her aura? Yeah, I'll do that, but I want to do it offline. So I think what I can do now is I will take my units and I will level up the aura skill, and then we can base on that, because you only get one use of the companion unit, right? So I don't want to, I want to make sure I have everything I want to test for before I go into it. Water element. The aura reduce should be around 30 or 40%. Is that one of the default skills? If not, I will have to do a bit of leveling up. Yep, seems I will have to. So let's go ahead and get in my shards. So this is going to take a while. So I may, you know, opt to do it offline instead, because like I said, once I go into it, I can't, you know, use the companion unit for something else again. Let me check how far I have to level up. Luis Avel says, do you think Sildra VC is worth pulling for Glaceila? I pulled the Sildra VC for the Asper. I don't really care that much about the VC, but last I checked, the VC is not that great. It's not that amazing, but it may be useful in the future when you run the Sword Great Mage team, and you might want to use it for a sub VC card. But overall, I would say if you're short on Viz, it's definitely not that important. And if anything, really for the consideration for Sildra is if you want another accuracy / Asper or not. So that's what you need to think about first and foremost. The vision card itself, you can easily use something else, I believe, because the effects is are not that great last I checked. Okay, so this is the one. We need to job level 7. Okay, that's not that far away. So I just need to get her to job level 7 to unlock the skill. I guess that doesn't take very long. Ferris Shinosuke says she can tank for Regan Howlett in the anti... what's that now? Anti-strike team. Yep. Definitely agree on that. And in fact, one of the teams I want to run with her is actually Ice Alaya, Eliza, and Summer Glaceila, because I feel that with that combo you can bait teams that try to run win versus you, because you know if they think that so the really great thing about Summer Glaceila is in guild battle you can put her as the slot 1 unit, and then you can, for the 2 units behind Glaceila, you can choose to go with water, obviously, or if you think that somebody is going to use a lightning team on you, you can instead run 2 earth units in the back. And then if they feel like that's what you're gonna do, and then they use like a wind team to try and attack your team, then you can switch it up to have 2 ice attackers instead. And that's one of the strongest teams about Summer Glaceila, actually. And in case you haven't noticed, I just mentioned water element, earth element, and ice element. And then after that, you know, the counter to ice element is obviously fire. So we go back to square one, right? So within these 3 elements, you pretty much cover all the possibilities, and then you can kind of, you know, play this game of trying to bait your opponent to attack with the wrong elemental team, and and due to that, I feel like she's actually really great for guild battle. I already buy all the shots. Let's do some whimsy as well, and job level 7 requires how many limit breaks actually? I don't actually know that. 120. Ice Dragon 2K says water and ice pairs really well. Yep. in fact, that's gonna be, I think, one of the first things I will try, because straight away, I don't really have a lot of water attackers, right? Because I don't know if Faris plus her is going to be good. So unless I've seen evidence that they go really, really well together and they can beat a lot of strong meta themes, I'm not going to actually spend the resources to get my Faris to level 140 yet. Let's do some Whimsy so that I can buy some shards. What is the easiest way to do a Whimsy? Okay. I guess I do need my... Oh! Gold chambers, alright. By the way, during this period, they're opening up the guild chambers to unlimited access for 2 weeks. So, I've already done, I've already spent the past week, every single day, every single large energy potion, I've used it up to do the guild chambers. I'm gonna do that for 1 more week, and then get this up basically to, I think, 8 million, 8 billion gil, so that I can use these to, do the guild gacha. So who do we pair her with? I guess... Okay, I'm gonna put my earth people first, because I think that's probably the combination I'm gonna run the most, and then I'll leave it for somebody else to discover which which water units she's great with, and then once they've determined that for me, then I'll go and level up the the team affinity for the water units. For now, I'm gonna go with the ice units first, just because that's an easy team to make. Costa says I have 15 billion gil, and I still need more. Yeah, gil is super important in this game, as it turns out. So what Asper would we put for her? Most of the time, so I'm gonna guess she's gonna be hit by lightning, right? So then you need lightning resistance up. There was an Asper. Oh, actually the new raid Asper. This thing here. What's it called? Sanguine Prince. This one has plus 15 lightning resistance. So that is actually a really good choice. But for now, I'm gonna just go with this one first. No, wait. This is actually you know what? She's meant to counter slash units, right? So we will put Ariman in here first. Everything else looks okay, and I'm gonna just do a bunch of skipping. So I'm doing this so that I can get Whimsy Shop to come up, and then I can buy some shards. Faris says, Sahagin Priest. Yes, thank you so much. AC Vlog says Ochu is good for lightning. Yeah, that is an option. So the only problem though is that Ochu is magic based, right? So preferably I want to have I want the Esper to be physical based just for the extra ATK. What else can we buy? I'm gonna buy some Helena shots because I need the Mind Spears. Buy some of these. And so I think I can get 90 more from the Monk medals from pulling earlier, but I may want to trade them in for something, so I'll save them for later. For now, let's just try to get her to jump level 7 so we can test out the aura for Summer Glaceila. Ice Dragon 2K says, nah, I didn't want to spend 25 million for 10 shards. And maybe a chance to get a lucky +1 or 2 shard. 10 million for 10 shards is good. Are you are you being snarky about the World Division's global version situation? Like, for some reason, why did they think that we wouldn't care about the Gil shards, huh? Like, it doesn't even make sense. Job 7, 8. Yeah, I have more than enough to spare. Oh, and there's also the bingo banner, which I completely forgot about. I don't have a lot of these left, I think. Yeah, 22, so I'll hold on to that for now. Yep, I think this should do it. This will definitely take us to job level 7. So we should be able to access that aura ability. Ice Dragon 2K says, does she use Summer Mind Space? Yes, she does. I don't know how I can show you. I guess I can... Yeah, there's no way I can show it to you because I'm not at level 99 yet. But I'm pretty sure she uses Summer Mind Spears. Alright, so we can do this. I'll just try to unlock as much as possible. It's so nice to be able to test with the unit directly instead of needing to use the companion unit. Oh crap, I forgot she needs JP as well. And the really annoying thing with JP version is that you can't skip the JP key quests. Fortunately, I do have a bunch of JP saved up, so I'm just gonna give her a bunch of JP from here. And we'll take her aura, her ability up to level 20, and we'll go in and do a quick test. Can anyone suggest a good way, an easy way to test for the damage reduction? What am I doing? What is it called? This is the one, right? Yeah, okay. Alright, so we'll head into a story quest and do it right away. Onzon's asks, is Ferris worth pulling? Personally, I feel like not really, because for me I pulled Ferris because back then we didn't know about Bromwell, right? And Ferris, the good thing about Ferris is that she gives you a haste TMR, which was more valuable back then when we didn't know that another one was going to come. But now that we know that Bromwell and her haste TMR is coming, you don't actually need Ferris haste TMR. And that changes the value of Ferris as a character as well, because, like, you know, right now in the game, in World of Vintage JP, she's not good enough to run as a unit in water teams because she doesn't have damage, she runs out of AP, and she's tanky but doesn't have hate generation. So those are the three big things about Ferris that causes people to not use her. There is one person in my guild who is a water specialist, and he does use Ferris in a water team, and he does often deliver 6 stars for us. But the way he uses that team is that he max reincarnates all of his water units. So if you want to go down that route, maybe Ferris is worth pulling for to use as a water unit. But if you're not gonna do something, you know, if you're not gonna go deep like that, then I don't think there's any point pulling for Ferris, especially now that you can just wait for Bromwell to get the next haste TMR. So now I'm trying to think about which attacker I should put into the team for testing. But I guess I can just pick any team, right? Hey, RNJ, thanks for stopping by. RNJ with the $2 donation. Thanks for getting these translations done. Wow. I guess I don't know what to say. I'm kind of shocked by RNJ's surprise. Well, thank you for coming by and checking out the stream. Are you streaming later today as well, RNJ? Because today's Monday, right? Oh, you usually stream on Wednesdays, I think, right? Just gonna take, I guess, this team instead and put it here, and then change one of the units into Summer Glaceila. Ice Dragon 2K says my Emilis is at 84 reincarnated and Varys is currently 45. So Summer Glaceila is next. I'm gonna try and avoid your team at all costs in arena and class match if I can. RNJ says, yeah, I'll be live in a few hours. I stream every Monday and Wednesday for WOTV. Oh, I see. So there you have it, guys. Do make sure to hop on over to RNJ's stream later today. If you're around on YouTube, I'll probably be sleeping. So yeah, today's gonna be a late night for me. So I'm gonna have to miss out on RNJ's stream later today. But I think I'll probably be awake early Wednesday morning to check out his stream and see. I guess RNJ, are you gonna be pulling for Raph on Wednesday? So that would be... There's a lot of stuff coming this Wednesday, right? I mean, with the Balo thing, and then Ralph, and I think there's some other content as well that I don't remember offhand. So it will be definitely an exciting stream to check out. For now, Summer Glaceila, I think it doesn't really matter what I put on her at the moment. So, I mean, she's not built anyway, so... the only thing that is important right now for our test is that this thing is at level 20, and I don't think I need to set anything, so I'm just gonna put something random here, and it should be fine. And then we'll have King Bradley be the attacker, and then we'll have him attack all these other targets, and we'll see how that goes. RNJ says, I want Summer Glaceila. I want Summer Glaceila more than Ralph for just the cool factor. Hey, Ralph is a cool character as well, okay? Look at her dark witchness. I don't know how to say it in English, but in Japanese it's like Chunibyo, which is like what is it called? 8th grade syndrome. And she's always like, she acts like a cool dude, like a cool kid kind of character. I always thought that was really fun of her. But you're right, I think I would have to agree with you that Summer Glaceila is just best girl overall, right? I mean, she even has a ponytail. You can't beat that. So we're gonna put a tank here, and then we're gonna put a non-tank around Glaceila. And then we'll have the other 2 units a little bit further away. And does anyone have a calculator set so that we can check the damage? So if I'm not wrong, calculated rend will hit these 2 targets at once. So I'm gonna... Let's just check the base damage. For Dialdo it's 6414, and then for Mastery it's 6151. Can someone write this down somewhere? Because I don't want to type and then my keyboard is kind of close to my microphone. Oh crap. I'll just move this away and type it somewhere. 6151 and oops. 414. 414. So, oh, thank you, Ice Dragon. Alright, so then next up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna skip a bunch of turns. And I'm not gonna have the characters do anything just in case there's like some buff or, you know, something that messes things up. And we're gonna go all the way to Summer Glaceila's turn and turn on the is it sunscreen? No, it's not. Sunscreen is the second turn buff. Okay, so courage is on and she has the thing. This skill is upgradable. Okay, so it doesn't change the amount of damage reduction, I believe. So we're gonna test the damage now. Calculator ran 3847. What the heck? That's almost like, that's like 40%, right? 3847 Gyaldo. And then on Mastery 3690. Wait. Is that correct? 3690 Mastery. Can someone like use a calculator to check like what is the percentage off of that? It's like almost 50%, right? Holy cow. That is pretty nuts. But just in case, I'm gonna run this test again with a different attack. This time I'll just do it on one. So we use the first attack. 1615. And then we have Mastery, Mastery move away. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you know what? We can just move Glaceila away so that she doesn't affect Mastery. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I need to move Mastery out of the way as well. Yeah, it's almost 50, it's like 40%, right? Holy cow. Skyfire X says it's 40%. That is pretty incredible. Because if you look at Protect and Shell, it's only 25%. And you can actually dispel Protect and Shell, but for Glaceila's aura, the only way you can get rid of it is to kill Glaceila. It's not dispellable at all. Ice Dragon 2K says it doesn't apply to herself though, right? Yep. It's stated in the skill, it's only for allies around her, but it does not apply to her. And also, there's a possibility that your allies can move out of the aura accidentally due to the AI, so there's the possibility of that to consider as well. But most of the time, as long as your team doesn't break formation, holy cow, 40% off of damage, that's like barrier level of defenses, and it's unbreakable, it's undispellable. I mean, if you're not already convinced that Summer Glaceila is a fantastic tank, well, that's your evidence right there. She's gonna be amazing, and she's limited, which means that I really hope she doesn't come to global that soon, so that I can, you know, save up some visual for her. But yeah. And one of the things that I've been thinking about is, what if you just run Glaceila purely as a sub-attacker, as a bruiser? So, like I said, you don't put the passive that gives her +5 hate, and then you run instead Dialdo or Ceres or some other main tank. And I think that tank is going to last really long, right? 40% damage reduction on top of like everything else the main tank already has. Ice Dragon 2K says, does Courage have to be on it for it? No, Courage is separate. It's completely separate. It doesn't have to be on. It's a 3-turn or 4-turn effect on herself. Orange J says, so she stacks AoE resist to the moon and then provides allies with this. GL killing the squad with AoE. Yeah, good luck killing the squad with AoE attacks. And you know what? King Bradley is exactly that. He's one of those AoE characters, right? And that thing is going to, if the AoE resistance is high enough, it will even force certain attackers to use their single target attacks instead of AoE, so that, and that ends up being another way Summer Glaceila can actually protect her allies. So that's, you know, even more doubly amazing. So yeah, now I think it's just a matter of, you know, getting Summer Glaceila to 140 and then seeing what teams work the best with her in mind. Ice Dragon 2K says, whoops, I click on the wrong thing here. Let me. Ice Dragon 2K says fairies will take negative damage around her. Well, what do you mean negative damage around her? AC Vlogs pretty much say the same thing. Combine that with fairies sequence heal. Yeah, it's gonna be really amazing. And I mean, even in this case, right? Because sometimes Dialdo has counter cure on him as a reaction ability. So I think some of you guys who've been on one of my previous streams when I was showing off, was it Melnia or was it some other? Anyway, in that fight, what happened was I was running a Dialdo team versus a Win team, right? And the Dialdo practically took almost no damage against Win, and then when they did, you know, do a bunch of damage to him, he healed it up almost completely with counter cure. So that kind of strategy is gonna get even more effective once you put in, once you have Summer Glaceila in the mix. So right now, the thing with Earth teams is that I think the best version of Earth team is either Dialdo, King Bradley, and Melnia, or instead of Melnia, you can run Lightning Alaya or Bright Alaya, and that is really strong. It can even win teams some of the times. So I think with Glaceila now being a thing, I might want to try putting her in that third slot instead and seeing if it can actually, you know, help me win more battles if King Bradley is able to run around completely unrestricted. Because between the, I believe, Dialdo, as long as he can get the Elemental Chain resistance buff off, sorry, not Elemental Chain, the Hate Up buff, if he can get that off, I believe it's at 17 hate, if I'm not wrong. And then Glaceila herself has at least 5 hate up, but you can put on the passive to make sure that she has 10 hate up. And then between the two of them, they're just not going to run out of hate fast enough for King Bradley to be, sorry about that, for King Bradley to be targeted. Woodstock Win says, what is the TP skill that doesn't have the details listed? That's the Aura skill. It's the one that they explained on stream yesterday. Let me pull it up. It's the one I used earlier, so it has to be... Oh, what am I looking at? This is not even Glaceila. So it's the Courage skill. It gives a Courage, and then it gives you... at the base level, it gives you 3 turn protect your allies within a 4 square range. So basically, as long as an ally unit is, up to 4 squares away and range height 1, as long as they're in that area, like imagine like a diamond rhombus shape around Glaceila, as long as they're in that area, they get 40% physical damage reduction. And you can upgrade this skill to EX version of it, which will turn that effect from, improve that effect from 3 turns to 4 turns. And then, what is the other thing? And during those 4 turns, your allies will also get accuracy up. And I believe one more thing is, after you have the EX upgrade, when you use that skill, which gives you the aura thing and the courage, it will also give Glaceila HP recovery when her HP drops under 50%. So hope hope that's clear enough. I know, just saying it out like this is kind of difficult to list everything, but yeah, basically it has 3 effects, right? So the first thing is courage, the second thing is the aura skill, and then the third thing is the HP recovery when HP is below 50% on Summer Glaceila. And as for the aura, it gives your allies 2 effects. which is physical damage reduction 40% and accuracy up. But that aura only affects her allies in range, but it does not actually affect Summer Glaceila herself. Woodstock Wind says, does Glassy take that damage? No, she does not. And Farish Shinosuke says, it's a 40% physical cover mitigation for 4 spaces. Yeah, there you go. That's an excellent way to put it. Sometimes when I'm streaming, I'm not that good with words, and they end up being like really clunky and really long-winded, but thank you, that is like the perfect way to say it, I guess. Whoop. Okay, so next up I'm gonna just check out the home screen. I'm kind of surprised I haven't done this sooner, but I'm sorry, Melnia, you have to go. You have to go because the new queen is here. And she's gonna take your spot, sadly. Oh, you're tired already? You've done well. I think that's what she said. Oh. Oh, are you ready for the next bout? For the next challenge? For the next match already? So basically, her lines on the home screen have to do with beach volleyball. So it's like, if you saw the vision card, it's like they are playing beach volleyball and, you know, competing for something, I guess. And then I believe I read her character description as well, and it's just like Summer Helena, where it's in the first person kind of writing. So it's like Summer Glaceila is writing to you and describing the beach and the beach volleyball thing. Hope Kaiseri, thanks for stopping by. The ooh face. Ice Dragon 2K says, Ferris is great, but you don't need her to pair with Summer Glaceila. Asterisk / Perrine is still great. Yeah, I definitely agree on that. So the main reason why Ferris is like the top of mind pick to go with Summer Glaceila is because Summer Glaceila as a tank is really good for, you know, reducing, is really good for protecting your entire team from AoE damage, right? And then what happens with that is then that makes sense for you to have some character who can heal up your entire party at the same time. But the problem is, well, obviously you can use a healer to do that, but when you use a healer, then you won't be able to get the healer to attack and heal your party up at the same time, right? So that's where Faris comes in, because Faris is like a bruiser-ish character who can attack, and while she's attacking, she's also simultaneously healing up everybody around you. And then the other character that comes to mind, for global version at least, is Sylvie, because Sylvie's counter reaction ability basically has a chance to heal everyone around her, right? So I think she will actually be pretty good with Summer Glaceila as well, assuming you're gonna have, you know, Summer Glaceila in a party of 2 other water units. JP0 says VC pulls. I will pull the VC, but for now, I think I wanna assess my visual situation first, because I don't know if I should use free vis or paid vis to pull for the VC. By the way, I want to show you guys this. So you know how in global version, every time there's a collab, we do get a paid vis banner, you know, where you can get the VC guaranteed for just 2,000 paid vis, right? At least up until the FF5 collab, that has always been the case. But then they took that away. But you know what? In JP, we've always... Sorry about that. I think there's something weird with my mic. Let me just adjust it real quick. Anyways, hello? Whoa. Might need to get a new mic. Anyway, as I was saying, in JP, we've always had a paid vis banner for vision cards, but it's not what you would expect. I think a lot of you probably already know this if you've, you know, seen the JP version in action before, or if you keep track of these things. But in JP, every single vision card has the paid viz banner, except where is it? Oh, there we go. Except it's not 2K paid viz. It's actually 6K paid viz to guarantee the vision card, you guys. And you have to, and it's 6K paid viz regardless if it's a regular vision card, a limited vision card, or a collab vision card. It doesn't matter. Whatever the vision card is, it's always 6K paid viz to guarantee it. And of course, as you pay that 6K paid viz in 5 different steps, you do get 2 free 10 polls, and you do get a UR guaranteed on step 1 and step 3. And you also get your mock summon medals for the vision cards, on steps 1, 3, and 5. So you get a total of 300 medals. But basically, no matter how I look at it, you know, this is obviously not that great a deal. And if you want to look at the standard banner, this has been, basically it's the same for every single banner, every single vision card banner since I think the beginning of the game. But the 5-step, most of you know this already, the 5-step does not give you medals at all, right? So sort of like the medals are kind of like an incentive for going the paid viz route. And so every single time when I decide to pull for a vision card, I need to think about, should I spend 13,750 visual for the card and 30 shards, or do I spend 6,000 paid viz to get the same vision card and the 30 shots from the 300 mock medals? So it's a comparison of 6,000 paid viz to 13,750 free viz. Now in global version, it definitely is obviously much better, because on top of on top of not having to spend that much paid viz on a vision card banner, we also get bingo board for the vision cards, right? So you can get 75 shots always for any vision card just from the bingo board. But in JP, we never have it, which means that every single time if I want a vision card early on in World of Vision JP, I actually do have to spend all that extra paid viz or free viz just to get the shards, which is kind of insane. And the reason why I'm talking to you guys about this is because I really, really hope that the global version in its transition into the worldwide version is not going to carry over this stupid system from World of Vision JP. Because it is really, I mean, it makes things really, really expensive, for starters, right? And for that reason alone, you know, for any vision card that's non-limited, I always try to just wait. If I don't need it right away, I will never pull for it, and I'll just wait for the 10 UR banners to try and have a chance to get it. Orange A says, I hope they give you guys these bingo boards when we merge timelines. Yeah, that's something that could potentially happen, because Hirono, in his producer letter that was, no, not the producer letter, in somewhere Hirono actually mentioned that they'll detail the changes to the JP version at some point in the near future to let us know what is actually changing in the JP version after it becomes worldwide version. So I'm guessing maybe they are going to do a detailed overview look at both the JP and global versions and try and figure out what aspects of both games, of both versions, are actually great for, you know, spending, for growth and all that. Which elements actually get players to be happy and to get them to spend, that kind of thing. And then I'm hoping that when they do the review, they will realize that giving players the shards is actually something that keep players around and keep players happy playing the game, and as a result, they will spend more. I'm hoping they will make that discovery and then, yeah, bring bingo boards over to World of Vision JP. Because if not, I can tell you for the next few months, when Christmas is here, when Halloween is here, there's going to be so many extra vision cards, so many limited vision cards, that I really don't know which ones I will be forced to skip. So yeah, that's the unfortunate truth of the game for World of Vision JP. The good thing though is that at least in JP they have actually made significant strides in making the game cheaper and easier to play. So like for instance, one of the things they've done is for I think pretty much all new units now, this quest here, like you used to have like 4 tiers, right, and then you can only do it once per day. Now they've made it such that it's only a single quest, and once you complete it, you'll get all of the rewards you need to get the character up to a certain level. You know what, why don't we do it now, because I don't think this quest is very hard. So we can go ahead and see what exactly we get from this mission. I just need to make sure that... Okay, as long as Glaceila... Oh, there you go. As long as Glaceila is in, you can get the Awakening Prisms and Fragments of Thought, and then the purple and yellow and pink shards based on how many enemies you kill. So all of these quests are like super easy to complete. And then after that, after you complete it, you can grind the quest to get more Awakening Prisms and Fragments of Thought, up to 50 each. But the drop rate is really low. I remember having to grind like 150 times to get them to max. Anyways, this is no longer a once per day limited quest. You can do it as many times as you like to try and get extra, Prisms of Thoughts and, Awakening Prisms and Fragments of Thought. So we're just gonna run it through once. Let's see here. Alonso says they already gave us the deal, 2k paid for 40 shots instead of 80 shots. Yeah, I think that is unfortunately going to be one of the changes that's going to stay, because in JP it's always been 40 shots, and so I kind of feel like they probably, technically speaking, you don't really have to, like, I know the pack is convenient to buy, but even if they didn't give it to us at 40 shards, even if they don't give it to us at 80 shards, it's really not that big of a deal, because you can just do Whimsy 8 times to get the shards that way as well, right? Obviously, it's going to take more time, and the 2k Viz deal is supposed to be a shortcut. And I understand that, and obviously that would be the preferred scenario, but I think a lot of players, just do Whimsy a lot, especially in JP, they do Whimsy a lot, and I think as a result of that, maybe Square Enix and Gumi might feel that the change from 80 shots to 40 shots is no big deal. So I feel that that's one of the things that they probably won't change, and it's going to be hard to get them to respond. And if you ask me, of all the things that they could possibly improve for the global version in its transition to worldwide, I would rather they focus on some other things. I don't know about you guys, maybe some of you guys really care about that 80 shot pack, but I feel like there's way more important issues that they need to resolve first. Don't you agree? Ice Dragon 2k says 6k paid WTF. Yeah, it's always been like that. In fact, World of Vision JP is, to be honest, it's ridiculously expensive, and that's why initially when I started the game, even though I'm fluent in Japanese, I actually decided to go with the global version. I did leave the JP version account running, but I didn't spend in the JP version at all at the beginning. I just focused everything on the global version, and then at some point I felt like I would have more fun with the advanced content in JP, and that's when I kind of started getting crazy with actually spending money in the JP version. But even then, I only spend on the really great deals, things like 2000 paid Viz for 10 UR guaranteed pulls. And right now, I think some of you guys have seen the notices before already. Right now in JP, the way that the 2000 paid Viz cheap banners work is that they give you 50 pulls, of which 10 of them will be guaranteed URs. And I'm really hoping they bring that to global soon, because I feel like so many global players are just about ready to riot already. Because of the non-communication we've been getting from Square Enix and Gumi about the transition to worldwide, because we really have no idea what else they're gonna do, to try and address our concerns about the game getting changed from being 4 months behind JP to now 1 month behind. Lynx says, can you write out a list of things that can you write out a list of the more important things that they need to address? I guess I'll write it out somewhere and then maybe put it on Reddit, and then maybe have people like contribute to the list, and then we can try and let Square Enix and Gumi know, hey, these are the things we care about and we really want them to be addressed. So obviously the most important thing is, what about our login rewards, right? Like, I don't expect them to give us the full amount of visual that we would have received, over the course of 3 months or 2 months or whatever, but they should at least try and roll out something that will help us alleviate the situation, right? Like, that seems fair, right? Because we don't have to, so the trade-off is we no longer have to log in for 3 additional months for that visual, but at least give us something that can give us at least a portion of that amount of visual that we would normally have gotten if we didn't have the worldwide version. I think that's fair to ask, because if not, from now until end of September, there's so many good stuff coming out, we're just not going to have enough free vis. JP0 says, hot take, but I honestly like the merch, but if only they handled it better. I don't think that's a hot take at all. I think the merch actually came out of good intentions. On their end, it definitely saves on development costs on a lot of content that they previously had to do only for one version. But that development costing, like, it doesn't really affect us as consumers, as players of the game, right? So it's actually good on them to save on development costs so that they can try and make the game better for us. And then on the flip side, when they merge, right, obviously they're going to have to look at both versions and see what are the good things that players like that they can continue to offer to us in both versions of the game. So I feel that you're right. This is definitely, it was supposed to be a good thing. And even from their side, even on the stream yesterday, they did say that they see the worldwide merger thing as a way for their team to power up and to create better things for us. But the problem is that for the global version alone, for the global version's road to worldwide, they really screwed it up. There's no good communication. They're like not telling us a lot of things, and everything that has been released so far since the announcement of the worldwide transition, everything has been so bad. We've had a lot of bugs, a lot of things have been taken away from us. We don't know how things are going to be rolled out in the next 2 months, and everybody is just worried what's going to happen now. Is the game going to be, a much worse experience for us moving forward? So that's, I think, what everybody is hoping that Square Enix and Gumi will try and address soon. Orange J says, agreed, the merge itself is smart. The handling has been less than ideal. Yeah, exactly. Woodstock Win says, 100 cars. What is that in reference to? Merge is a good... Okay, I see it now. Merge is a good thing from a macro perspective. Problem is, Square Enix is dropping the ball on implementation. Exactly. And the thing is, right, I feel like they haven't dropped the ball in implementation on the Japanese version, because some of you guys may know about this, but on the first update right after the announcement of worldwide version, they gave us 10 free pulls, of which there are 3 guaranteed URs, and then they gave us Summer Jaden at 0.8% drop rate instead of 0.4% drop rate, but it's only for a limited time, meaning it's only for this period that you can pull for Summer Jaden at 0.8% drop rate. So my question to Hiroki and to Global is, where the hell is all this stuff in Global? Like, why is it that only JP version is getting, such great treatment from the management, from the operations team in terms of this transition to worldwide? Why is Global just getting the skank, right? Like, Like, what do we get? The first thing was the part 1 campaign was the tickets that we already knew we were getting since like May of this year, that JP already had. And then part 2 is like one of the default features in World Divisions JP to begin with, you know. And then they went and made this huge banner to tell us, oh hey, Ravu shots are gonna be in the shop as part of the Road to Worldwide Part 2 campaign. And I'm like, how is that, like, yeah, how is that? I don't even have words for that anymore. It's like, who thought of this? Like, who thought it's a good idea to make a banner and do that and think that it's going to be something players are happy about? So yeah, absolutely, they've dropped the ball. And my hope now is that all I'm really asking for, and I think all the players are really asking for, is them to realize, you know, how they're managing this situation badly and to just try and improve of it. Because at the end of the day, we all love the game, right? That's why we're playing it. That's why we're watching it. We want to keep playing the game, right? So hopefully Square Enix and Gumi understands that, and they'll, you know, try to steer the ship towards keeping the players happy, because I really don't see how global players are going to keep spending if they're not happy about the game. Hope Kaisuri says free pulls are a thing. Yeah, free pulls are still a thing. We routinely get free pulls every now and then. The one previously before this was at the beginning of July. We had I think it was free 7 pulls every day for a period of 2 weeks. Of course, the free 7 pulls does not include guaranteed URs, but I did get a number of extra free URs from that. Oh, by the way, in case you guys are wondering, so this is, I think, a feature that's not out in global yet, but this is a new feature called sub. What is it called? So this is my main offense deck. This is my sub offense deck, and basically, if your guild doesn't have 30 members, if you have, say, 25 or 27 members, what happens is some of the players in your guild can actually use their sub decks to help you fill up the numbers for guild battle. So right now, actually, we have like a bunch of guilds in JP who only have 25 members, but they're able to play 30 player versus 30 player guild battle. The downside, of course, is that your main deck and your sub deck cannot have the same items. So if you use the Zombie Mouse TMR on the main deck, you can't have it on the team in the sub deck. So I'm coming into my guild battle to see if anybody has, you know, done the crazy thing of maxing a unit to level 140. Okay, 12,900 HP. That's pretty good. Ooh, I'm probably not supposed to show you guys this, but I just wanna, you know, take a look and see that this is a possibility. So probably like within like the next day or so, I'll do some testing. You guys didn't see anything, alright? Because I didn't show you guys anything I'm not supposed to, but let's just say I'll be doing a bunch of testing later on after I finish the stream. So another thing we got this time was the mini raid. The shy wizard says inhales hopium. I think a lot of us right now are just like inhaling hopium for sure. Because it's been almost 2 weeks, right, since the announcement of Worldwide. No, it's been just over 2 weeks since they have announced it. So yeah, I think it's about time they start responding to, you know, player feedback on how poorly they are doing this. This is, I believe, Summer Helena should be the bonus units for this. Costa says, what are those tickets? Those are Revival Summer banner tickets, so it's for the old Summer units. So it's just like the Edison Ray mini raid. I think we were able to get a bunch of summer tickets for it, but except the ones in the Edison Ray mini raid, right? I believe they were for shards, but the ones they give out in this War of the Divisions JP mini raid is for the actual summon banner. What do I want to do? Oh yeah, the Summer Helena. So by the way, do you guys have any questions about the current JP meta? Because it's about to change wildly due to the inclusion of Summer Helena. Sorry, not Summer Helena, Summer Glaceila. Because everything that I know about Guild Battle from past month is pretty much going to change because of how strong Summer Glaceila is looking right now. JB79 says, I miss it if it was mentioned, but does Glace's aura only apply to her allies or does it apply to herself as well? It's mentioned in the skill itself. It does not apply to Glaceila. So it's only the allies around her. So the way to get rid of it is to kill Glaceila, if you can bear to do so. She'll try and charm you with her sweet allures, and you may be unwilling to kill her, but that's what you have to do to remove the 40% physical damage reduction on the allies. Hope Kaiseri says, I wonder when they will drop a Nier rerun. So my theory on the Nier rerun was that they would do it near the end of the TV anime run, which recently concluded, I think, at the start of July. So I'm not too sure now, but they've announced that there will be a second season of the Nier Automata anime, so it could be next year. They could decide to do it next year instead. So it's hard to predict now. What vision card is the most? Oh yeah, so you guys recognize this vision card, right? Summer Jaden. I think most of you already know this. For JP, we got the Summer Jaden vision card for free. But you know what's the screwed up thing? They didn't give us any shards at all for the Summer Jaden vision card. Not even the guild shards, by the way. So as a result, I had to spend, I don't remember how many stars and how many visual I have to spend, but basically all of 275 shards for the Summer Jaden VC. In JP, you have to buy them. And I got it because I imagine it's going to be useful sometime down the line. What does Summer Helena usually run again? I think... Was it Dark Ramu and... What was the other thing? Oh. Costa is like... ROFL. Yeah. See, that's how bad the... I don't know. I guess, like, for some reason... So in JP, for some reason, they feel like spending in smartphone games are almost like a given. So they have all these crazy ideas on, you know, what is normal in smartphone games. And so when all these games come to global, like, you know, people don't act like that in global, and they are somehow surprised. Danny Sanders says, I'm just gonna try to create a new account, new journey, new mono element team that I want. Maybe getting a bit boosted with a bunch of events from Worldwide Merch. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be... So the other thing I'm seeing with this Worldwide Merger is that it is, you know, a way to soft relaunch War of the Visions as well. So I imagine at some point when the actual worldwide version hits, there's gonna be a bunch of, like, you know, events for not just the existing players, but also for new players and for returning players. And one thing I actually thought about that's quite that might be quite interesting is that, you know, now that JP... So moving forwards at the end of September, if JP version is just going to be 1 month ahead of global version, then wouldn't it make sense for a lot of people to just create like a JP sub account and, you know, play it as a free-to-play account, and that way they get to experience like, you know, a bunch of stuff in JP like 1 month before it actually comes to global. Like of course you have to, you know, hop over the what is that, the language barrier as well, but I mean, most of you guys already know how the game works. You don't even have to read the text to know how to set your teams. Like, it's potentially something that some of my friends are already doing that, so it's something that you guys might want to consider sometime down the line. Orange J says, at Danny Sanders, new player is so fun, right? Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, recently I started like a new account as well, and I do realize that you're really trying to make the new player experience better as well, you know. So obviously they're doing a lot of things to actually make the game better. It's just that they're really bad at like handling it for the veteran players and communicating it to us. So so yeah, definitely I think, you know, everyone is just hoping things will improve soon, and one thing I do hope will improve in the worldwide version for JP is, so right now raids in JP, right? Like if I use 24, if I use 24 energy, as you see right here in just an instant, I don't actually get a raid, because the guarantee for raids in JP is actually at 50. So a lot of things that, you know, obviously there are bad things in global version, but there are also a lot of stupid things in JP version as well. So maybe with worldwide version we'll get the best of both worlds and avoid all the stupid, ridiculous crap that we've been you know, suffering from in the past. Orange J says, it is the money people just ruining that side of things. But hey, welcome to Gaming 2023. Yeah, that's how it is for, you know, other games as well. It's, you know, that's just the direction that all these kinds of games are heading towards, unfortunately. Hope Kaiseri says, I just made a JP account trying to hit that Summer Glaceila. Okay, good, fantastic. And while you have that JP account up, I'm gonna do you a favor and give you 10,000 additional free viz right off the bat. And all you have to do is go into the friend menu, this menu here, go to this button here, which is the friend invite button. Oh, looks like I have some things to claim. Anyway, so you come over here, and I believe you hit on this tab, one of these tabs, I don't remember, just try all the buttons, and then at some point they'll give you like a prompt to enter a code, and you enter this number here. So once you type that in, I'm gonna type it in chat for you, just in case, and then you can like copy and paste it or something. 485526202004855526, and then you put that in into your freshly created JP account, and what should happen is you should receive 10,000 free viz right away, which should help with Summer Glaceila. Try not to do it on accounts with a weird VPN or whatever. Just don't overdo it, because in JP they have banned people who abuse the referral system, by the way. It's why some time back, during I think January or February, you may have heard that there was a ban wave for players in World Divisions JP, and the reason for that, we don't know for sure, but the reason that most players are saying is that because some people abuse the referral system. But hey, if you play the game normally, that code is going to help you. You're going to get 10,000 right off the bat. And then as you log in, I think there's some other, it's the same referral system as the global version basically. So you can get all the details there, but I believe you get like a total of 40,000 visual over the course of like 1 month or something like that. And of course it benefits me as well, because I get rewards when you participate in guild battle, and when you log in after a certain number of days as well. Okay. So earlier on there was a question from the Shy Wizard. How has the new limit break system changed the meta? The short answer is that it has not changed the meta, because they've only rolled it out for a few characters, a few old characters, and all of the summer, or rather all of the old summer units. And as a result, even right now I can tell you none of the old summer units have seen play so far. Except for maybe Summer Helena, if you want to be, maybe there are some people who have been using Summer Helena, I guess, but it's not that common yet. Although now that Summer Glaceila is in the mix, I'm sure a lot of people will use Summer Helena to counter her. But so far, from what I've read, none of the limit bursts seem to be, that big of an upgrade in terms of, the added effects they get. And the only one I would consider unlocking, assuming I had all the summer characters, the only one I would unlock the limit burst upgrade for is actually Summer Helena. And the reason for that is simply because I would use Summer Helena a lot, and for the other characters I probably wouldn't be using them. Right? So it's the same thing with the whole level 140 argument. Just because a character has received a great upgrade in their level 140 skill, in their level 140 dream enhancement, it doesn't mean that you should go ahead and upgrade that unit to level 140, because if you're not going to use that unit, then it's just going to be like a waste of resources that you could potentially use on some other unit. Although for Wall of Visions JP, we've gotten to a point where we have received so many UR antlers that it's really no big deal if you want to just unlock level 140 for your favorite units. But for the limit burst, upgrade, the way that you unlock it is you have to play a quest, and each time the quest is limited. So right now there's one quest that we can play, and through that you can get enough resources to upgrade the limit burst of 3 characters out of the, I believe right now there's like 9 or 10 characters that have the limit break upgrade feature. Of the 10 characters, you only have enough resources to upgrade 3 of them, right? So you really have to be picky about who you choose for that. And moving forward, assuming it's going to be at the same pace every month, you can only upgrade 3 of them. And over time, you're going to stockpile all these resources so that, whenever you feel like upgrading the limit burst of a character, you just go ahead and do that. But at least for the initial period, when all these resources are pretty scarce, you probably don't want to just go around and, upgrading the limit burst for every single unit you like. Danny Sanders says, I missed the old Viz reroll. What do you mean the old Viz reroll? Are you talking about the Viz back matter? Oh, and seems like we have a returning player. JP0 says, I'm a returning player, made a new account since it's so hard to build units on the old account, especially when you miss their banners. Yeah, I know that feeling. The new player experience is just way better than the returning one. Let's see if I miss any questions from earlier. Links, if you're still here, Links already asked how much damage reduction does she get for her aura. So the allies get, I think, 40% damage reduction. Somebody said. Somebody answered that already, actually. And let's see if I have enough. I don't know if I have enough mini raid points to get the summon tickets already. I don't think you need a lot to get them. Oh, there we go. So this one is who is this for? Okay, so this one is the general ticket for all of the older units up to Summer Helena, if I'm not wrong. Because it doesn't say who you get. but it does say revival here. And then the other ticket is for... Wait a minute. Okay, so this is a 10 pull, and this is a single pull. So altogether, we're getting 20 free summons from the mini raid. Let's see here. I really hope that I really hope they won't put out Summer Glaceila for her for us here in Global anytime soon. Like, after seeing what she has got, oh my goodness. Even right now in JP, I feel like Dialdo is better than Raph, because Raph, a lot of times, it's possible to kill her in 2 hits. But Dialdo actually lasts longer than that most of the time. And then with Glaceila now, Glaceila seems to be better than Dialdo even, so... At the end of the day, there's one question remains. So, now that in JP the meta is largely focused around Lightning Alaya, and by the way, Earth teams have a pretty hard time against Lightning Alaya teams, and I guess I can show you guys why in just a bit, because I can show you the defense team now, because it's what we used for the last map, but it's probably not going to be the team we're going to use for the new Guild Battle map that started today. So this is what we used recently for Guild Battle, and as you can see here, it's a strike team with Ed. Edward Elric alone can completely stop Earth team, so that's why, even though, you know, obviously when Lightning Alaya is out, a lot of people obviously jumped to the conclusion that you can just beat Alaya with an Earth team, right? Big mistake. As it turns out, you know, Edward Elric is so powerful that you can even run a lightning tank in this team and still beat Earth teams most of the time. Of course, sometimes you will lose, because ultimately it does depend on the positioning, it does depend on the synergy between your team and your customized settings and all that stuff. So yeah, it's not a, you know, there are sometimes you can still lose, but from what I've tested and from what we've played, most of the time the Edward Elric team will win. Chris Matt says, is the Moogle thing a raid thing or the summer event farm? It's a mini raid, just like the Addison Ray mini raid we recently had. And basically, the way they kind of sold it is that this mini raid is like a beach volleyball event, and instead of playing beach volleyball, we are, I guess, playing around with a Kraken or something like that. Like, even on the live stream, they were like, "Oh, you know what? It's summer, right? So when it comes to summer, what do you think of? Well, the ocean, of course. And when you think about the ocean, what's the most natural thing to think about? And that's, of course, beach volleyball. And thus, we're gonna give you this mini raid that's supposed to evoke the feeling of playing beach volleyball somehow. Enjoy." That's pretty much how they pitch it. It's the event, the limited time event for summer, but it's also a mini raid. It only lasts for 1 week, by the way. So, yeah, they gave us a week to just do the raid a bunch of times and get our free the Moogle equipment. I forgot what it's called. Was it Moogle Beach Ball? Something like that. But anyway, as you know, with mini raid, the enemies only go up to level 30, and you can pretty much finish it in a matter of 1 or 2 hours. There's no need to heavily grind for it, so it's pretty fair, and it's not stressful, and I think most players enjoy it, and it's probably gonna be, you know, a new raid format that's gonna, you know, come to the game every now and then. Orange A says, yeah, that team is disgusting. Yeah, I know, right? Like, in Global right now, you can already pull off that team with Perrine instead of Alaya. But once Alaya is here, oh my goodness. Every single team, like, has, a hard time dealing with it. There are teams that beat it, of course, but you really have to, like, tweak a lot and, make sure that your movements move the correct way and all that stuff. Let's see, the Moogle thing is... You're talking about this thing here, right? Oh, there we go. Well, you can only have one of it, unfortunately. I need to get the 10,000 redeem. I kind of want to see what it does, but... There's no way... Oh, it's up on WOTV Calc, so you can just look it up over there. Chris Matt says, is the vision ability on the card decent for Orlando or Agrias? It's only good for, no, actually I think in general it's just really bad because first of all, it's meant to counter strike teams, and secondly, you need to spend one turn to cast that ability on the unit that equipped the vision card in order to get that reaction ability. And it only lasts you for 3 turns. So, and even then, I believe the activation rate is only 70%. It's not even 100%, right? So it's not even guaranteed damage reduction against strike units. So keeping that in mind, with all of these different factors coming together, I just can't think of any decent situation where you would actually want to use the ability to help you out in some way, because it's too niche. You need to be fighting against a strike team, and you need to be using it on a unit that has a free turn 2, meaning like a turn that they're not attacking, but they are also not using to do some other important buff on themselves as well. So for Orlando, I'm pretty sure I forgot what is the first turn buff because I don't play Orlando a lot, but I think the second buff is usually his TMR to give you the barrier, right? Is that what we usually do for Orlando? I don't really know. And then what is Agrias? You know what the funny thing is? I started the game without Agrias because I was one of those late players that started, I think 10 months after the release of World of Visions Global. So I didn't have Agrias. And by the time I could get Agrias, it's already the 2.5 anniversary. So I went and got Agrias for the TMR. I put her to level 99. And I've never once got her to level 120. Which means I've never once used Agrias, even though I've had her for like a ridiculous amount of time in Global Version. And I don't even have her in JP, I think. Or at least I don't remember pulling for her. Maybe do I have Agrias TMR? I don't think I have Agrias TMR. Or maybe I did pull during 2.5. Yeah, I don't even remember. Because I've just never used her at all. Like, by the time I actually got her, you can just use Snow, so I've never had any reason to use her. Chris Matt says it's decent for the physical units, I think. I'll probably use it over a TMR till there's a better elemental resist TMR. TMR as in haste is how I got him to run, I see. She's fun, just not Snow levels of fun. Yeah, unfortunately so for me it's like, for the longest time I didn't want to get Agrias to level 120 because I want to conserve resources to make sure that I can direct those resources to things that I actually use. But now that I have an abundance of materials, now it becomes a problem of, if I use the resources on Agrias for fun, I feel like I might regret it in the future, and as a result I don't do it, even though I technically do have enough resources to go and do that. So yeah, maybe I should try it out. I'm just waiting for the FF Tactics rerun. I'm waiting for all of them to get to level 140 so that I can finally have fun using them, because it just feels bad to be using level 120 old units and have a bad time with the FF Tactics units. Alright, so I think we're gonna end the stream for today, mostly because I can't think of what else to do and what else to show you guys. And I do want to actually start building some guild battle teams and, you know, doing some mock battles and, you know, coming up with good strategies for the new guild battle map that will be used for tonight's guild battle. And of course, I'll be doing a bunch of testing on Summer Glaceila as well. So once I've got that done, at some point, I think maybe tomorrow, I'll put something up to do some kind of showcase on Summer Glaceila. So please look forward to it. I'll put it up on the channel as a video later today. So that's all from me today for the stream. Thank you guys for stopping by. Originally, I just wanted to, you know, do a poll thing and, you know, go over the kit, but hey, you know what? I didn't know WOTV Cat was gonna, you know, upload the details for the unit so soon, and we ended up just talking a bunch of stuff about the unit and about other stuff as well. So I hope you guys had a great time. I'll do these streams again whenever there's like a new, you know, JP patch with a new unit and stuff. But I usually don't do a lot of streaming, but I'll try and put out more videos to showcase some of the fun and cooler things in War Division's JP and global version, I guess. So thank you guys for tuning in, and yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Oh, and don't forget, in a few hours later today, Orange A will be streaming, so if you can't get enough of, you know, War Division action, he'll be up later today, and you can watch him do some mock battles and other stuff. Thanks for dropping by, Orange. I really appreciate